And Mola Lenghi joins us now from Graceland in Memphis, Tennessee. Mola, I notice you are not wearing your Elvis costume, but what is the scene like at Graceland right now?
Yeah, Stephanie, I could probably use the Elvis hair. That's probably his best feature that would fit me. You know, the atmosphere out here, you know, we describe this as a pilgrimage for Elvis fans, and that really is the most fitting description. You know, whether it's coming into town in particular for Elvis Week or just in general for, you know, visiting Graceland, this really is a sort of a spiritual journey for a lot of folks. You know, tens of thousands of people come from all over the world for Elvis Week. The Crown Jewel event is the candlelight vigil that happened last night, began at 8 p.m. and went until sunrise this morning. And the rest of the week, fans, you know, are just sort of walking around Memphis, going to different events, swapping Elvis stories with each other, attending concerts, going to memorabilia showcases, meeting some folks who knew Elvis, whether they were old friends or bandmates or songwriters. And, you know, everyone, whether you knew Elvis or whether you didn't know Elvis, really has an Elvis story to tell, whether it was the first time they heard an Elvis song, or the one concert they got a chance to go to, or the one meeting they had with Elvis. Everyone's got that personal story, and so many people describe it as this life-changing, life-defining event. So it's really a spiritual connection that a lot of these folks have.
Yeah, you know, I used the Elvis song "I Can't Help Falling in Love" just a few months ago at my own wedding day, so I get it. But I'm hearing, Mola, that this is an especially large turnout this year. What made this remembrance particularly popular?
Well, yeah, Lisa Marie Presley, Elvis's daughter, the Presley family came out and said that this is the largest Elvis Week event that they've ever had. Graceland also saying the same thing. And really, you know, what most people are pointing to is just the fact that it's the 40th anniversary. You know, there's that reality. Also, there are some new features here on the Graceland compound. There's a new entertainment center, a new $45 million entertainment center. It's got all sorts of exhibits and all sorts of, you know, Elvis's cars are in there, and pictures and music, really music everywhere you go in this town.
Yeah.
But, you know, coupling the fact that it's the 40th anniversary with this new exhibit, you just have people from all over the world showing up.
I love seeing all the old archive footage, Mola. Elvis remains the best-selling solo artist of all time. Why do you think he's had such staying power? What do fans tell you? Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know, fans, even if they hadn't met him, they just feel like he's relatable. And that is a story that you get from a lot of the folks who actually knew him. They say, you know, obviously he's the king. You know, he has this image, this iconic image. He's a cultural icon. But the second he walks off stage, whether you worked with him or you just barely knew him or you were, you know, a best friend, he treats everyone, he treated everyone as if they were a good friend. They said he was kind and he was humble and never forgot where he came from, and, you know, very generous with his time. And it seems like to fans that translates, you know, whether they were watching him in movies or listening to his music or hearing an interview, that sort of connection seemed to translate. Not to mention he was a really good singer and dancer and, you know, all of the above. Yeah,
really a timeless sound, I would say, timeless music. Mola Lenghi for us in Memphis, Tennessee. Thanks, Mola.
We've heard that expression so often.
Thank you, Mola.